What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We are here in Work For It World Headquarters. That's denoted by the sweet Work For It sign. Anyways, we're going to be doing some, I don't want to say renovations, but we're doing a lot of moving around. We've got a huge order of 4 new shirt designs, new hats, and a bunch of stuff coming in. And well, we've kind of already outgrown this office. And as you guys have seen in previous videos, the loft over here is where I do a lot of my decal making and all that. And obviously, it was originally my music room. Obviously, I play the drums, we got guitar and stuff over there when my friends come over, and Gunner just decided he's going to do a little cameo in the video. But anyways, being that we've outgrown the office, the loft is now going to become a dedicated decal making space, as well as going to be shelving here and a bunch of overflow storage for all of our inventory. But what that now means is I need a place for all my music equipment. So the front living room over here, you can see we're working on getting everything cleaned out and cleared out, is now going to become the music room, or music area. So I think it's safe to say Work For It is definitely a brand that has taken over my life, it's taken over my house, and it is something that we are so wholeheartedly in 110% that obviously I've given my whole house to the brand. And for those of you guys that are new to my channel, you don't know what Work For It is, you don't know what the Work For It movement is. Basically, it was founded on the premise that we need to restore pride in blue collar work. I grew up where my teachers were telling me, hey, the only way to be successful and the only way to make it is you got to go to college. And when I told them, nah, I'd like to go into construction, I'd like to be a blue collar worker, all they ever did was laugh at me. They told me, good luck, you're never going to make it, you're going to be the bottom of the totem pole. Well, clearly that's not the case, and most of the very successful people that I've ever come across or know in my life had never went to college, dropped out of college, or started somewhere from the ground up, busting their ass, kicking ass, and through that they were able to grow into a successful company, successful business, or whatever venture they went down in life. So through the Work For It movement, we are striving to show that with hard work, you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. And I'd be honored if you guys would head on over to my website, workforapparel.com. I'll put the link right here and check it out. Now, if you guys remember, I told you that anytime my truck is getting worked on over at Preston's, especially when it's something big, I like to stop by almost on the daily, and I'm sure it's annoying, and I kind of told them, like, hey, make sure you add in a little bit extra in the price, because I'm sure I'm going to really bug the shit out of you guys by showing up there every day, but I get really excited about these builds. Well, it's been another solid, I would say, week, really, since I've been there, only because I've been so busy at work and it's killing me. I really need to and want to get over there to check out the progress on the truck. So today, that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna see what's going on over there. And just a little update, because I've been getting a lot of you guys asking questions on the joining head unit over here. I do like it. It gets a little finicky from time to time. Like, for some reason, the time always sets itself an hour off. It'll be good for about a week, and then all of a sudden it's an hour off. It just makes no sense to me. There's a couple other like little kitschy shit about it, but for the most part, I'm super happy with it. Backup camera still works beautifully, no complaints. Alrighty, once again, we are back over here at Preston's. Apparently this is where all the OBS Fords hang out. 2 different styles. We got a little pre-runner status going on over there. But now I come down and I look at this one, and clearly this one's 2-wheel drive, but it is lifted. We might need to look into something like this for my OBS over there. Oh shit. Looks like we got the airbag mounting brackets on. Looks like they're doing a little mock-up here. Rear axle's dropped. Front end has been stripped completely apart. As you guys remember, we pulled the whole front end apart to have it all repowder coated, just one shade darker, because obviously we were doing the front, the rear, and the wheels were done at 3 different powder coaters, which, I knew was running the risk that something might not match. And of course, the front end was just a little bit lighter than everything else, and it's obviously easier to go darker than it is to redo everything to go lighter. So we pulled the whole front end apart, and we were having that done just one shade darker to match the rear end and the wheels. That rear cross bracket going across the tide, and I'm pretty sure that is the one that I powder coated. It's all taped up right now to make sure it stays protected, but I think that was one of 3 pieces that I powder coated. So it's cool to see it's not exactly in a place where you're going to see it, because I think I did a good job, but you never know.
Well, we're just bolting on stuff right now. We're probably another day away from having the axle bolted up and link arms on and everything like that. Gotta get the axle painted up today. Gotta get the last frame bracket fitted up, and then we're gonna start doing the fun stuff, going together.
There you go. So you're saying I showed up a day too early?
You showed up a day too early.
Story of my life. What do we call that? A center support?
That would be the trailing arm bracket.
Yeah, the trailing arm bracket. That's what I meant. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm I'm real nervous about these white 4-link bars, right? But now that I see how big that bracket is in the copper, I think if we did the 4-link bars in copper, it's gonna be too much.
The 4-link bars in copper would be way too much.
Right.
Because if you thought about it and that bracket was a little more hidden, you wouldn't necessarily see that much copper up there, and that's kind of what I'm seeing is you're thinking.
Right.
Now that you have that big bracket hanging down and everything there and all of it, the white's definitely gonna offset it huge.
I think it'll be cool. One of a kind, that's for sure. Did assuming Bulletproof got the drive shaft here, I saw a box over there.
Bulletproof did get the drive shaft here in good time.
Okay, good.
That all worked out.
Alright. So one other thing we need to consider is where we're putting these air tanks.
Yes.
Because
good question.
Obviously I don't have the train horn here yet, but we all know I'm gonna be running a Nathan K5 LA on this one, maybe bigger. But obviously minimalist, we're going with the Nathan K5 LA, which means the train horn essentially takes up the entire spare tire area. If you guys remember from my last truck, the air tank had to go right at the back, right up against the bumper, and then the train horn just took up that whole massive area. This time we gotta leave room for that.
Yes.
So we gotta do a little planning ahead.
2 tanks, 2 compressors.
That's what we're starting out with.
And
we might need to leave room because I think we might be throwing an extra couple tanks in here. What do you think, Preston?
Absolutely.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I mean, with that cross bracket, now you're starting to run out of room.
Yeah, because I was thinking about fitting them up there either way. Because there is a lot of room up there. The tanks aren't too big. If we can get them up there, actually almost even mount them off of that cross bracket. It all depends on how it all lays out, but that was kind of where I was thinking.
So those 2 tanks, which I don't know if you guys can see, are over there. Obviously those are powder coated to match the lift kit, so those are the important ones. We should see those kinda.
Yes.
But then let's leave room in case I decide I want to throw a bigger tank that we can just do in black, and we'll shove that up in there. That way we got extra air capacity because the train horn really
going
likes
up
to,
and down.
it really likes to eat air. How was your vacation?
Which one? The first one or the second
Well,
one?
apparently I bring my truck in and all of a sudden the whole world decides they're going to take a vacation and nobody wants to work.
I had to go see family, man. Family first.
Bring them here, man. They can hang out and watch you build a truck. How's this for timing, huh, buddy? Looks like our sway bar from Ultimate Air Ride has showed up. Well, first things first, we got to powder coat this.
And that box.
Well, I don't know how they. Yeah, I don't know how they expect that heavy of shit to ship in a thin ass box like that, and not get all beat up, and have a part missing where it blew out of that hole right there on the side of the pump. So. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. We're missing one bracket. We'll get the one bracket ordered, and then
to the automotive industry.
right. So then we're gonna repowder coat everything because obviously the black coating on this is garbage from these rubbing on each other all day. Well, so here, while we're here,
Since you is
I'm looking at this one on the other side of yours over here.
Trevor's?
That's
Pre-runner?
two-wheel drive.
The pre-runner or the big one? The bigger one?
The bigger one. Is
Bigger
that
one?
yours?
That's mine, yeah.
Well, what's up with this two-wheel drive lift?
Just a lift.
Well, how come I don't have a two-wheel drive lift on mine over
Your
there?
four-wheel drive's getting lifted.
My four-wheel. Well, I want a two-wheel drive lift on this one. What do we got to do to
Want
get
the
that?
same thing?
I don't know. What'd you do over here?
This one's just 6-inch drop brackets, 8-inch springs out of a gas truck.
And that holds up with
which makes it a 6-inch kit, not an 8.
Right, with the weight of the power stroke on there.
And longer radius arms. It's a custom set of radius arms. That's it. Ain't nothing special.
And that's a clean, reliable, safe setup that I could do on my truck. Why haven't we done that yet?
And it was dependent on if I can find the radius arms. We got to build them. That's.
All right, boys. Thank you, guys. Take care, brother. See ya. All right, so there you guys go. We got a little bit of an update. Apparently, I'm a day too early. Story of my life. So tomorrow they're supposed to have the 4-link bars on. The guy from the powder coat company is going to come pick up all these new Hellwig sway bar pieces. That way we can get them all powder coated and done, and we'll be ready to roll ASAP on getting shit done quickly, or at least as quick as we can. Now that being said, are we gonna make the deadline? I'm not sure. There's a lot of time that goes into tearing the whole rear end apart and the whole front end apart. So we've eaten up a lot of time there. And the whole front end, once that gets back from powder coat, obviously that's just gonna be putting pieces back together the way they came apart. So that one, you know, no big deal. The rear end, you know, it's all kind of new. Nobody here's done an Ultimate Air Ride kit. really not too many people in the world have done an ultimate air ride kit. So it's going to be a little finagling with that and fitting the air tanks and fitting the compressors and just making sure everything is in the right place to kind of plan for the future, especially for the air horns and whatever other air tanks and yada yada that we're going to add later on. And as you may have seen, things are looking up in terms of getting the old 7.3 here lifted, even though it's a 2-wheel drive. I've been on the hunt forever to find a 2-wheel drive lift kit for these things. I know I should convert it to 4-wheel drive and all that, but it's just a work truck. It's a daily driver. I don't really need this thing to be 4-wheel drive, nor do I want to pump a ton of money in this thing, because obviously I have the BBB build and that's kind of where all my money and, you know, my show truckness is going to. But I would like to get this thing up off the ground, and seeing Zach's truck over there is really giving me hope that we're actually going to be able to make this possible fairly easily and hopefully sometime in the near future. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. I know this one was shorter. I just really wanted to give you guys a quick update, show you where the build is, and just really kind of show you guys some of the issues we run into, and just there's a lot that goes on into these builds, especially when you're building something of show quality like we are. I mean, every build has its issues, every build has its decisions that need to be made, and this is no exception. If not, this is actually one that takes more decisions to be made, because we do have to plan ahead for the future, and we're also trying to make a deadline, which means I got to make these decisions a lot quicker. So as always, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button. That way you do not miss out on the BBB build, and probably, hopefully, in the very near future, the old 7.3 build that we're going to be starting here. Also, don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out Work For It Apparel, because if there's anything you want in this life, you got to be willing to work for it. Thank you all for watching. With that, I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.